Okay, here's our Chapter 9 practice test. So the first three here, we did not do those. If you want to practice those, I did put a lesson if you want to do that. All right, number 4. So it says find the values of the variables. So we can either use our Pythagorean triples or the Pythagorean theorem. Okay, so the first thing I would do is I would get out my notes, the Module 9 notes or whatever notes that you have, and look, is it a Pythagorean triple? So 8, and 10. Now 10 is the hypotenuse, so that would be the biggest one. So it's going to be something 8 and 10. And as I look at my my notes, it's a 6. 6, 8, 10. Okay, so please look at your Pythagorean triples before you actually do the Pythagorean theorem out and do all that extra work. All right, so the next one, 8 and 15. So again, I look at my triples. There is a triple that's 8, 15, 17. However, 17 would need to be the hypotenuse, and in this problem, 15 is the hypotenuse. So this triple is not going to work. So this one, we do have to do the Pythagorean theorem. So this will be my C, because that's the hypotenuse. And it doesn't matter what, the 8 or the x can be the a or the b. It doesn't matter. So I'm going to do x squared plus 8 squared equals 15 squared. All right. And hit pause at any time if I'm going too fast. All right. Now we're going to subtract the 64. So we're going to end up with x squared equals, let's see, 1, what would that be? 161. Okay. So now when I go ahead and I want to get the x all by itself, so that means that I need to take the square root. So the square root of 161, if I type that in on my calculator, I get a decimal. Okay, well, we don't want decimals. We want simplest radical form. So I change my calculator into math print mode. So I hit the mode button and go down and make sure math print is highlighted. Okay, so then I do the square root of 161 and I get square root 161. So that is in simplest radical form. So that would be my answer. If you need help with your calculators, you need to come and ask me. Get help. All right, so on the next one, because these angles are equal in the corners here, that means that this is 45 and this is 45. So we have our 45, 45, 90 triangles. All right, so on a 45, 45, if these are both 45, well then both those sides are the same. So if that one is 3, then this one is 3. And then the hypotenuse is also 3. But obviously the hypotenuse needs to be the longest, and there are 2 45s, so I do square root 2. That's how I remember. All right, on the next one, again, we have a 45, 45 triangle. So 7 square root 2 is the hypotenuse. Well, that means to find the legs, we just divide by square root 2. And so those are just going to cancel. So these are 7s. Okay. So again, 7, 7, 7, the hypotenuse gets a little bit extra. All right. One more 45, 45. So 45, 45. So on this one, if I'm trying to find the legs, which I forgot the x's and the y's, I know the hypotenuse is a whole number. Now, on the other examples, it had a square root 2 attached to it. Okay, well, to find the legs, again, just like we did on the last one, we divide by square root 2. Now, on this one, I actually have to do that out on my calculator. So I'm going to do 16 divided by square root 2. And in simplest radical form, I get 8 square root 2. So both of these here are 8 square root 2s. All right. So if you're given the hypotenuse and you want to find a leg, you divide by square root 2. All right, the next one is 30, 60, 90 triangles. And remember, this is when we write down small, medium, large. So across from the 30 is my small. Across from the 60, so if that's the 90, that's the 30, this would be the 60 right here. So across from that's going to be my medium. And across from the 90 will be my large. Okay? So if we remember, the small and the medium are the same number, except obviously medium means it's a little bit bigger. So this one has a 30, so we write square root 3. Okay, so small and medium are the same, 6, 6. The medium has the square root 3. The large is always double whatever the small is. So if the small is 6, the large would be 12. All right, next one here. So again, labeling across from the 90, that's my large. Across from the 60, that's my medium. Across from the 30 would be the small. So if my large is 8, remember I double the small to get the large. So that must mean the small would have been 4, because if I double 4, I get 8. And if the small is 4, then the medium is 4. But of course, again, it has to be a little bit bigger because it's called medium. So it would be square root 3. All right, one more. All right, on this one, across from the 60. So on this one, I know the medium is 6 square root 3. So when I'm trying to find the small, remember the small and the medium are the same. 6, 6, except for the medium has that extra square root 3. And then the large, right, is double the small, which I think now this is actually the same problem as number 9. So this is 12. All right, some word problems. I'm going to skip 12. We'll do some word problems at the end. All right, so when we are doing sine, cosine, and tangent, so now we're doing ratios. So what I would do is I would have on my notepad, right, so, ka, toa, right? So sine, now this one said that we wanted angle A, sine of A, cosine of A, tan of A. So when I go to write the angle, I'm using angle A. So that is the one, okay? So we circle the angle, now we label the sides. So across from the angle is my opposite. Across from the 90 is my hypotenuse. All right, and the one next door to my angle would be my adjacent. So if I'm trying to write the ratio of sine, I need the O divided by the H. So my 11 divided by 23. And that's it. That's all we're doing on that one. We're just writing the ratio. You don't have to do anything else there. All right, cosine of angle A. So cosine is ka. So we want the A divided by the H. So it would be 19 divided by 23. All right. And then our last one, tangent. Tangent is toa. So we would want the O divided by the adjacent. So the opposite divided by the adjacent. So 11 divided by 19. Okay, and that's it. That's it for the ratios. All right. Now on the next ones, this is when we need to actually find the missing side. All right. So again, on our module 9 notes, okay, you should have the steps 1 through 5. So step 1 is we circle the angle. Step 2 is we label the sides. So across from the 83 would be the hypotenuse, or sorry, across from the 90 would be the hypotenuse. This X is all the way on the other side of the triangle, so that would be the opposite. Again, going back up to my top and looking, all right, so I have the opposite in the hypotenuse, so that means I'm going to use my sine function. All right, so I'm going to write sine, and then 51 is the angle, and then sine is S-O-H. So I want the O to be in the top, so the X goes in the top. And the 83 goes in the bottom. And now I just cross multiply. So I make this into a proportion over 1. And now I cross multiply. So 1 times x is x. And now this is what I type in on my calculator. Type in sine 51 times 83. Okay, so sine 51, close the parentheses. and then times 83. All right, and I got 64.5, so x is 64.5. All right. If it says round to the nearest whole number, it'd be 65. So it just depends on what the question is asking you to find. All right, so let's go down to number 16 here. We'll do that one. All right, so step 1 is to circle the angle. Step 2, label the sides. So that would be the opposite. The x is the adjacent. So I have the O in the A, so that means I'm going to be using TOA. So it'll be tangent 20 degrees equals, I need the O first, so my 18 first and my x second. Then I cross multiply, so I make this a proportion over 1. Now when I go to cross multiply this one, I'm going to end up having to divide. So 1 times 18 is 18. Tan 20 times x. All right, so I don't have the x all by itself. So we need to do one final step there is get the x by itself. So we're going to move that times by divide. So we're going to divide by tan 20 and divide by tan 20. So now my x is all by itself. So I type in 18 divided by tan 20. All right. So we get 49.45. So if it says round to the nearest tenth, it'd be 49.5. If it says round to the nearest whole number, then it'd be 49. So 49.5. Okay. All right, next example is we want to find an angle. So let's come up here. Okay, these problems are in the same order as the test as well. So just so you know. All right, so let's do 22 here. So again, same steps as last time. Circle the angles, label the sides, cross from the 90s the hypotenuse. The 17 is right next door, so that's the adjacent. So on this one, we're using ca, because we have the A and the H. So it would be cosine x, and then the A would be the adjacent, 17. The H would be a 21. Okay. Now on this one we want to get the x by itself. Well, we don't just divide by cosine. You can't do that. So what we need to do on this one is this is when we took the inverse cosine. So the inverse cosine on both sides. All right. So this inverse cosine and my normal cosine will cancel. So now my x is all by itself. And then cosine inverse is what I type in my calculator. 17 over 21. All right, so instead of just hitting my normal cosine, I have to hit the second button first, and then the cosine. And see how that little -1 comes up on there? And then my 17 divided by 21. And so my angle is 35.95 degrees. Nearest whole number, it would be 40 degrees. Okay? All right, the last thing that we have is angles of elevation and angles of depression. So angle 2 is right here. So if I highlight angle 2, okay? So what you need to look at first is the line of sight, the horizontal line of sight. So that would mean this piece, okay? So now to get to my other green piece, did I go up or down from that horizontal line sight? Well, I would have had to go down. So this would be an angle of depression from the tree to the person. Okay, the last one there, angle 3. So angle 3 is right here. Okay, so again, look at your line of sight. So that's this horizontal. Okay, how do I get to the other yellow part? Well, I would need to go up. So angle 3 is an angle of elevation, right, from the tree, from the tree to the birds. All right, so I am out of time here, so I will do the last couple word problems on one more video. And you can go ahead and practice any of the extras you want. I will have the answer key